or towards the back of the mat, facing the front, and we'll hit play together in 3, 2, and 1. So once you're there, separating the feet probably about as wide as the mat, finding a roll of the shoulders just to settle them down the back, and then start with your palms facing up towards the ceiling and the elbows bending. So your hands are soft, elbows are bent. And then allow the gaze to lower to the ground, or perhaps even closing the eyes. Taking a few moments to gather inwards, collecting on the inhale that energy which you are working with this week. Breathing slowly to receive directly into your personal body, your personal home. And taking an exhale to cleanse for the first couple of breaths, maybe out through the mouth. Feeling this energy that becomes your breath as it enters your body, really supporting your system, awakening your cells to this new day. And beginning to open up your sense of self and your connection to the world within you and that around you as well. Maybe just taking one more exhale out through the mouth, and then feeling into the earth beneath your feet, sensing the weight dropping down into the left heel, down all the way to the back of that left foot, and then tracing your awareness along the sole of the foot, all the way along the outer edge and the inner edge until you find your toes. And imagining beautiful roots drawing down from each toe into the earth, allowing them to gently and slowly drop down into the earth. And as you're ready to, lifting on the inhale your awareness up from the left foot, up the roots of your left side of the body, up the leg, up to the hip, lifting all the way up to the top of the chest on the left side of your body, up to the heart, and then out along that left arm into the center of your left palm and out to the fingertips. And then as you breathe out, bringing awareness down to that right heel, all the way down into that right foot along the outer edge and the inner edge until your awareness lands at your toes, and feeling those roots dropping slowly down into the soil. Feeling the right side of the body beginning to connect down into the earth. And as you're ready to, lifting that awareness back up, feeling the energy of the earth drawing from those roots all the way up past your hip, up along the right side of the torso, to the chest, to the heart, and then out along that right arm to the palm, to the fingertips. And then find a bend into the knees as you inhale, receive breath and energy up through both sides of the body at the same time, up to the center of the heart and out along both arms to your fingertips. And then start to find some movement into your arms. So you can keep your eyes closed. Maybe the arms just want to drift up and down. Maybe you want to find that gentle sway from side to side that we explored earlier in the week. but just staying towards the back of the mat as you begin to find some movement. And perhaps to start with, it doesn't feel particularly fluid, but allow your energy to move your body rather than your mind to try to decide how your body is going to move. So staying really connected to that flow of breath up from the earth through the feet to your heart and then out to your hands, to your arms. Breathing slowly and steadily. Calling in that energy as you breathe that you wish to work with today. Feeling it circulate around your body. And then as you breathe out, knowing that you're sharing that energy with the space around you, with the people around you. If you haven't already, start to lift the arms up overhead, almost like this really gentle climbing action with the arms, feeling into the sides of your body. And for the time being, keeping those feet planted, keeping those roots dropping and connecting into the earth so that you can feel safe, secure, and stable today. Good, and then start to bring it back into that sway, but slightly higher with the arms. Allow them to slowly begin to trace out in front of you and then beside you again. And then folding your chest forwards as you take a gentle sway here, allowing that ragdoll position to feel really heavy into the head, into the upper body. Finding opposite elbows if you haven't already. Allowing that weight to really open into the back of your legs. And then bend your knees deeply, release the hands and take a full body sweep over your feet. Feeling into your roots as you trace up over the lower body. Over your womb and then pause. We're going to find that mudra again, the tips of the fingers, the thumbs and the index fingers are touching. And then you're going to start to embody that water element into the hips, into the womb, just finding some movement here. Breathing up from the womb into the heart space and then back down as you exhale. Waking up your creative energy this morning. Offering it your attention, your breath, and this expression through your moving. Good, and then allow the hands to finish sweeping over the body as you keep the hips moving, keep that fluid movement, and then allow the arms to part and come back over the womb space. We're just going to do that a couple of times. So as you feel ready to, allow the hands to drift up over the torso, stroking over the heart, reaching up and then parting and coming back down. Feel that energy beginning to awaken. Maybe a bit more fluidity coming into the expression of this energy. Good. Take that one last time, reaching with an inhale, the arms up and over the body. And now as you exhale, gently folding forwards. We're going to take a final full body sweep here. So on an inhale, brush your hands over your feet. Noticing any changes in temperature of body parts, of connection to your body, reaching up, and then stay standing as your arms come out. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer together so they're about hip distance apart. Shift the weight into the left foot and just bring the toes of the right foot onto the mat. Bring your hands to your hips if you want for a bit of extra balance, or hands to the heart. We're going to lift that right knee up in line with the hip. Extend the right heel forwards. Slowly draw the heel to the ground first. Shift onto the sole of the foot and then come onto the toes of the left leg. Go slow so you can feel that transition of weight. Bring the knee in towards the chest. Kick the heel out in front of you. Bend your right knee, plant the left heel, left sole of the foot, come onto the toes of the right foot, and then step to the front of the mat. Take a reach up, inhale. Part the arms nice and wide and slowly fold forwards, exhale. Take a full body sweep here, drawing up slowly over your legs. Tracing over your thighs. And again, pausing as you arrive at the womb space, taking a couple of sways here into the hips. Maybe your arms want to get involved here as well, feeling free to explore in any way that you wish. Your energy at the start of this new day, celebrating it, allowing it to be expressed. Feeling that freedom as you allow the breath to flow. And then taking the arms up if they're not already, inhale. And slowly folding back down as you exhale. Inhale just to a halfway lift so you can drift the hands until they get to your shins. Extend your heart forwards and then place your palms on the mat. Take a step back with your feet arriving in a plank. Lower your knees as you exhale. Draw the chest back towards the thighs, untucking the toes. And then allow the hands to follow, stroking them along the mat. Drawing them over your legs, towards your hips, and then gently resting your fingertips behind you, pressing into the earth, drawing the shoulder blades closer and taking a nice breath all the way up into the heart. Exhaling back down into the fingertips, feeling that connection to the earth beneath them. Again, breathing into the heart. Exhaling down into the tips of the fingers. One more breath here, inhaling. And exhale. Gently lean forwards, extend the arms out in front of you. We're going to find downward dog just momentarily. So shift your sit bones from your heels, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. And then your choice here, perhaps you want to find some stillness for a few breaths. Always feel free to keep moving though if that feels right for you this morning. We'll just be here for another couple of breaths. Try to find as little strain here as possible, bending the knees deeply if the hamstrings are feeling tight. And then start to walk the hands towards the feet. So you're going to end up at the back of the mat again. Once you get there, trace up over your body with that sweep. Bending the knees, drifting up over the thighs. Straight away tracing over the torso this time as you reach up. And then exhale, cactus the arms. Good, bend your knees, tip forwards. We're going to do that again. So you can keep tracing over the front of the body, or you might trace the outer legs or the inner legs. Beginning to really open into the heart now that we've found that security through the lower body. Feeling into the chest as you open into that cactus, inhale, and then once more bending the knees, gently folding, exhale. Taking your time, being in no rush with yourself. Allow this to really set the tone and the foundation for the day. Reaching, cactusing, receiving the breath in, and then stay standing as you release the arms down. Again, your hands can come to your hips or to your heart space. This time we're going to shift the weight to the right foot, lift the left heel, so just the ball of the foot and the toes come onto the mat, and then lift your knee, kick that heel forwards, flexing the foot, bend your right knee, let the heel land, shift that weight slowly, feel that transition. Toes lift behind you, knee comes forwards, kick the heel, bend your knee, lower the heel, and transition. Left toes lift, find yourself at the front of the mat, reach the arms up, take a breath in, open into that cactus as you breathe out, inhaling, and then exhale to fold. Last full body sweep here, inhaling over the legs. Reaching overhead. Feel your energy field open as you cactus. Receive the breath in and then gently fold it down. Just come to halfway lift. Maybe your fingertips can rest on the mat, otherwise drift them to the shins. Place the palms onto the earth. Step the feet towards the back of the mat. Find that plank for a moment. Lower your knees. Untuck the toes as your chest comes back to your thighs. And then allow the hands to follow. As you bring the hands over the legs again, fingertips behind the toes. Once you're there, gently root down to lift your heart up. Feel the earth supporting you in lifting and opening. Breathing into the heart, breathing down into the earth, bringing that awareness to the tips of your fingers, to the feet, to the shins. 2 more breaths here. Feeling each breath as a ceremony. 1 more, a celebration. Exhale, leaning forwards, sweeping the arms out in front of you. We're going to find one last downward facing dog as you're ready. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and then drawing back with the heels, but bending the knees if you need to. And then be still now. We've done a lot of slow, quite sensual moving this morning. So just anchor into some stillness now. Rather than pushing the earth away and really trying to find this structure of downward dog, can you find the softness within the structure? Feel that you are holding the earth, making contact with her. And just take one moment here to open the mouth and just circle the jaw. We'll take one last breath in here. As you exhale, you're going to draw forwards to a plank position. Lower your knees, untuck the toes, and then rest the front of your body down onto the mat. Once you're there, lift your right leg and then extend it a little bit further back. And then do the same thing with the left leg. Lift it up, extend back with the toes, and then lower. Taking your hands slightly in front of your shoulders so you can see most of your hand. And then press into the earth, gently rise. Taking your gaze up to open into the throat. Receiving in a couple of breaths here, finding that balance between effort and ease. And then gently coming down as you exhale. And then do the same thing but without the hands. So cactus your arms aren't on the mat. As you take a breath in, use your back, use that masculine, use that strength to rise. Lifting the gaze if that feels comfortable. Taking a breath in and slowly releasing back down. We're going to do that 2 more times with each. So use the palms on your next breath in. Feel the earth help you to lift, taking the gaze up, receiving a breath here, and then slowly coming down. Without the arms now, inhale cactus. Exhale, release. One last time, use the palms as you breathe in. Good, and coming down. And then without the arms, inhale. Stay lifted, bring the palms to the earth, and then rise up. One last cobra. Take the breath all the way into the chest. Beautiful, and release. And then just allow your toes to turn in. Make a pillow with your hands stacking. Rest your forehead or one side of the head and take a gentle rock of the hips against the mat, against the earth. You might like to even bend your knees so that the feet are lifting from the mat as you rock your hips side to side. Just doing that a couple of times. And then as you're ready to, you can allow the body to come back to stillness, perhaps turning the other side of your head down. And we're just going to allow the front of the body to feel that support, to physically feel it, to physically know that it's there. And you might feel the urge to sigh, and this sigh of relief, feeling her beneath your body. So being open and receptive to whatever comes forwards for you in terms of feeling, thoughts, images, memories, whatever's lifting as you're present here in her cradle. Feeling that breath, this life-giving energy moving through your body. Supporting you in this day, in this new day. And as you stay, if there's any space or spaces that you're noticing could perhaps relax into this hold of the earth, into this embrace, allowing them to soften, to find that sense of ease and trust once more. Now, some of you may feel like this is exactly where you want to stay to close the practice. So if you are completely content where you are, you're more than welcome to close here for another few moments. If you're wanting to come up to a seated position, or you're wanting to perhaps roll onto your back, then taking a moment now to very gradually transition yourself there. So if you want to lift, put the palms back underneath your shoulders. Take a moment in your child's pose first. So allowing the chest to pull back to the thighs. Perhaps your arms stay extended. You might find that you want to bring them back by your feet. Taking a few breaths. So you don't just really abruptly remove that support, still nestling in on yourself. And then slowly rising and coming to that seated position if you wish. And then as you sit up, grabbing any layers that you need and then taking a moment to rest your hands down for grounding onto your thighs, onto your knees. Closing down your eyes. And like we did at the very start of this practice when we were standing up, if you've come to sit now, take a moment to land your awareness down into your sit bones this time. So sensing the left sit bone. And then bringing awareness down into that right sit bone. And then allowing your awareness to take a final scan through the body in any way that it feels directed to flow, offering ease to any spaces of resistance, of mistrust. And once you've done that, taking some time to rest back, allowing your field of awareness to all at once be deeply within yourself, and also deeply aware of what's going on around you, without any particular attachment to what it is that it's expressing or noticing. Taking a final few moments to really bear witness to the abundance already present with every breath, this abundance of life, energy, and connection. Receiving these next few breaths with deep gratitude for the miracle of life, for the magic available with this new day. Feeling that you have set yourself up to consciously co-create with it. And that in any moment of the day, should you get lost, there's an opportunity to receive the breath and to open your consciousness again. If any of you stayed with your body laying down to the earth, take all the time you need to slowly move into a child's pose for a couple of breaths. And if you've been sitting with me, perhaps turning the palms to face up now, this gesture of receptivity and openness. Having tended to yourself, you're in this powerful space now to show up in a more outward and giving way. So everyone coming to sit as you're ready to in the next breath or so. Really be present with the energy that you have cultivated that's now flowing through your body. Wrapping one arm over the other, giving yourself a loving embrace, perhaps bowing your head down as you do so, taking a little sway. Gratitude to yourself. Holding yourself with compassion and love. Moving into this new day, feeling whole, safe and open. And then bringing the hands to slide down the arms. Palms can come together or rest them over your heart space. Bowing the head and then opening the eyes when you're ready.